You know what I like about this show, Gary? We
What?
go right to the show.
We do.
We don't have a lot of opening. Sometimes I listen to podcasts and sometimes I watch shows, and it's like, welcome to the so-and-so, and then you got to listen to a 60-second piece of music or a piece of
Right.
opening.
All the opening animation and the cute way that Kenny and Gary came together and da da
Yeah,
da da.
I like
Yeah.
getting right to the point. Even like watching television now, if you watch Netflix or any of those shows, it has the skip intro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, so
Everybody,
we just assume they hit the skip.
yeah,
We
we
assume they hit the skip.
we are there.
So
So
does that lead to my intro?
that's when just wanted to point out a positive thing about our show right up front.
Right off the bat. Well,
Now,
thank you.
okay, Gary and
Okay.
Kenny, shut up already. Will you get into the show?
Okay. But I want to say welcome to the Gary and Kenny show. That's
Yeah,
okay, right?
yeah, yes, that's good.
I'm
That's
Gary and you're Kenny.
and I am. Yes,
I'm in
yeah,
Vermont and you're in California. That's
yeah.
interesting.
It's a big difference. A lot of country between. Certainly
There is.
is.
You know what I'm noticing, Kenny? We've known each other a long time, and we've been
Mm,
doing the show for a while.
mm, mm.
We have different coloring. Our
Yes.
hair is a different color,
Mm,
but our hairstyles are becoming very similar. Our
mm,
haircuts, and I think the degree in which we've thinned a little is
mm-hmm,
very similar.
mm. Um. Wow, you really kicked us off with a bang. Of all the things we talked about, I didn't know we were going
Well,
there.
I was sort of avoiding Trump just a little bit, but it's inevitable. What's
But
new in your Trump world?
well, okay, this is not my Trump vote, but it is kind of a continuation of just getting right to the point. The thing that I have noticed when all of these congressional hearings and stuff like that is this crap where a senator, somebody on the who is sitting over, is asking a question of somebody who's there to testify, and they go, "Okay, why did you not do this, and why did you do this, and how come all those people got killed, and how come there's two people dead in Minnesota, and what's going on in the world?" And the person goes, "First of all, thank you for having me here, and I want to thank you for the question."
Right. And then they don't answer the
And then they
question.
go into this long,
Right.
without ever answering the question.
Right. They just go into the spiel. They go into the
Yeah.
talking points.
What do you mean, thank you for the question? That's
Well,
like, thank
if
you.
you've been watching these hearings, or
Yes.
it's become very performative. Maybe it's always been, but it isn't
It really
about the
is.
answers. It's about how well you form the question and get your points out in the
Mhm,
question.
mhm. Yeah, no, I know because they know that ultimately it's just going to be cut up into a little YouTube or
Yeah.
Instagram
Right.
piece, and it's a
Right.
sound bite, and
Right.
so that's people will see everything out of context, so it doesn't matter. But
Right.
it's part of this. Like the publicist was talking to them before and goes, "Okay, the first thank you have to thank them for letting you for
Right.
being here. Oh, that's very
Right.
polite."
But
And then you
it's
have to
great
thank
that
them for the
that
question because how nice of them to ask me questions. It's
yeah,
like,
and every senator and congressperson has a publicist.
yeah, yeah. So, we're at the end of the world now.
Yeah, right. This is our end of the world show.
What do you think? With the whole,
What do you think? Well, Kenny, I write every day something,
yes.
and it's to sort of poke the internet bare. I mean,
Mm,
most of the people on my site and Facebook or whatever, social media, Blue Sky or whatever, are progressives like you and
mm.
myself. And, so I'm not talking to the other side very much. But I like to get some reflection from the other side. So
Yeah,
I
no, I
put things
understand.
out there all the time.
Right.
And I
Well, I
get a
keep
lot
some
of
I keep some Trump people on my Facebook page just because I want to keep the enemy close.
right.
But
Right. I want to know who they are and I want to know what they're saying. So I'll
mm,
traipse over to their site
yes.
and hear their opinion on something of
Right.
which is diametrically opposed to mine. So what I've been doing lately is literally taking, well, this is what they said, and going point by point by point by point by point. But
Mm.
basically, I'm preaching to the choir, and people on our side go, "Thank you, Gary, for giving voice to what I'm
Yeah, no,
thinking."
it's yeah.
But I'm not going to quit until this is over, which,
I admire those people who are not going to quit. I actually endorse like one of our friends, Paul Block. I know he
yeah,
will stay on and he'll answer some of these people. And I actually wrote to him. I said, "I'm glad you can keep doing it because I can't. I won't even engage
No,
anymore.
you don't. You don't. You'll put something out about the Academy Awards or something, which is always fun, or your granddaughter or
No, it's not that. It's just that when I see somebody's Trump post in which they're defending him, I will
yeah.
engage that person and give the and say and try to argue that they're wrong because it's pointless. You can't. It does. There's no.
No,
Oh, I see. There's never anybody. I've never seen in the history of Facebook anybody write. Oh, I see your point.
right. Now, I can tell you this, so honestly, I've been doing this for 12, 14 years. I don't know, a lot of years. Um, and there are three, if not four people who are very much on the right in my world
Mhm.
that have come to the left simply because of the common sense and the factual data that I've given them over and over and over. They've rewired themselves to see things differently. So I'm responsible for
I
four
think
new
Trump.
votes.
I think this is. We're really getting to the breaking point for a lot of people. You've seen in Trump's own district in Palm Beach,
Yes.
a Democrat won.
Yeah.
So
Right, right.
there's definitely people who are saying, I'm exhausted.
Yes.
This
And
is
look,
not, I voted for no war. I voted for lower prices, and it's not, I don't know what's going on, you know?
right.
So I think
And
he's managed to fuck up everything, including his being in office.
yes. And to a lot of voters, it was nothing more than, well, look at the gas prices, they're down. And they're not now.
I
They're a
know.
dollar a gallon more, which
Yes.
is significant if you drive your car at all. But yes, they are seeing the truth. But here's what scares me, Kenny,
Mm,
is that can change in a day.
it does.
It can change in a day. I'm still afraid of the, oh, look, Iran was justified because they have da 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 da, da, and now we have the Hormuz Strait and blah blah blah, and gas prices are coming down. Regardless of the fact that this has been chaos, that human beings have died, that school children have been killed, regardless of all of this insane lack of foreign policy, many of those people are going to forgive him if gas prices come down.
Well, again, I close one eye and I go to Fox News. And there is nothing bad about the Trump administration on Fox News. There's
I
not,
know.
you can't find anything
No,
bad.
I know. I
If
know.
you want to search, I actually went to see how they were reporting when he said he was glad that Robert Mueller was dead.
Right. They didn't, I
They
didn't
would
see any reporting. They just didn't cover it.
they didn't cover it.
Right.
So those
Yeah.
people don't know what absolute horrible human being he is to say something so despicable.
When I go to the gym and I'm on the treadmill, unfortunately, Fox News is on just about
Right.
every TV
Yes,
in
me
front of
too.
me.
Me
So
too.
that's when I get Fox News. And I was hearing about how it's a slam dunk, the Save America Act. Well, of course, we want there to be identification so that those undocumented, the
Right.
scourge of
Mhm.
undocumented voters doesn't happen. Well, you know what,
Kenny.
Ken? I don't know. I think Kevin was coming out of my mouth. I don't know why.
That's okay.
You know what, Kenny?
Prevagen, Gary.
Um,
Prevagen.
Ke, Ke. I wouldn't be able to vote. Lots of, my wife pointed out to me, do you realize women who change their name and their name isn't their birth
That's right.
certificate? And,
That's
and the right wing is, oh, we'll have provisions for that. Oh, yeah,
right.
show us those
Yes.
provisions first, for
Yes.
starters.
Yes.
But my birth certificate is not my name. My name is Gary Kroger. That was my name in Hollywood. All of my license and everything and every
Yes.
registration, my voter
Yes.
registration, are Gary
Yes.
Kroger. You wouldn't know me any other way, right?
Right. Right.
My birth certificate, if it was ever found, unearthed,
Yes.
would say Gerald Wayne Kroger. Gerald is my name. So the proof that I have doesn't match any of my identification or even my voter registration.
How did you got a passport?
Yeah, but I had to use, when I
Right.
travel, I get my ticket and everything under Gerald Wayne Kroger. And even that's a pain in the ass because my driver's license doesn't match, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But this, it's not that easy to just call up the state and say, give me an original. Everything costs
Oh, no,
$100. The
no, no.
hospital one
By the
isn't
way,
valid.
proof of citizenship is the only way to do it is through a passport. Am I correct?
Yeah. A
And
passport through your state registered birth certificate. It all has to match. with your
Right, right.
voter ID,
Okay,
et
but
cetera, et cetera.
okay, but in terms of birth certificate, there are many people in America who don't have a birth certificate that shows that they were born in America,
Yeah,
but they're American citizens who are eligible to
right,
vote.
right.
Okay,
Who are,
so
yeah,
that's a problem. Second of all, only 50% of the people in the United States have passports. Most
yes.
people
I
haven't
think it's
traveled
even less than
outside the
that.
United States to need ever
Right,
one or get a passport. So
right.
how are those people going to prove their citizenship?
Right. If well, they know what they're doing. They did the math. And yes, there are lots of Republicans who will fall under this as well. But they did the math. It's mostly poor people, senior citizens, students,
Yeah,
minorities who tend to vote for progressive ideas that include them as opposed to chastise them.
listen, I really think this is the end of the empire.
Well, if we can't win an election even when we are capable of casting more legitimate votes, then we're in trouble, and that is possible.
Well, it is possible, and if I may digress, I'm not going to digress. I'm moving forward.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think no need to digress.
In the paper today, um, Amazon announced $100 billion to buy and promote AI manufacturing, which means any AI would be used in most factories for whatever purpose, however they would use AI.
Yeah.
And that's where he's investing the future. And when asked that this would possibly put hundreds of thousands of people out of work, the response was, no, it's not. What it's going to do is it's going to make those people who are in engineering level have to go, we'll open up jobs for higher level senior position levels of so that they would oversee all of the AI.
Okay.
So you need a lot of very smart people,
Yeah.
okay? Which we don't have that many because we don't have a
Obviously.
good education system.
Right.
So
True.
if you went to college for any kind of mid-level management, AI coding or AI stuff, they don't want you. They don't care. There's only two things that they want people for: plumbing, if you're a
Yeah,
plumber in the
and
future,
electrical work.
and electrical work. That's it.
Yeah.
All they care. And then so that's they're gonna have that,
Well,
and then
and
you're
even
gonna have the high-end
but
design.
even those high end, what is to stop AI from replacing that?
I don't know, but this is what's going to happen. There's no stopping it, Gary. It is
No,
literally
there's my wife and I were having this conversation. She said, "What do we do?" I said, "Well, there's no stopping it. There's no
there's no
backtracking."
yeah. So
And
this
the problems are myriad, and they're going to be increase exponentially. You probably read the story in the paper yesterday, the day before, of the high school kids who took videos of their friends, their girlfriends at parties and stuff like that, just innocent stuff, and then used AI to turn it into pornography.
right,
And
exactly.
those poor young women are
Horrible.
embarrassed.
We
It's
should
horrible.
talk about restrictions
And
and
they get 60 hours of community
oh,
service.
I know. But here's the other thing which I mentioned a while ago, which I think we again America is so behind the curve on education, is that in some country it's more likely a Scandinavian countries because Scandinavian countries always are more seem more progressive. They're teaching their elementary school kids AI. They're teaching AI in the schools. What is AI? How do you use AI? They're very sophisticated on AI, and they're also teaching them algorithms. What is your algorithm? How do
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
control your algorithm? These are elementary school children. That's what they're teaching them. What do we have? What are we teaching our kids now? I haven't heard of it.
Shop.
I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Or put the Ten Commandments in the classroom and everything will be
Right.
okay.
Right. Well, yeah. I don't know what to say, but that is a fact. It is the dumbing down of America, and our politics are an example of that. The lack of critical thinking, the inability to see nuance, to see gray. It's black
Yeah.
or white. It's binary.
We are the
To
feel-good show of the year, aren't we?
well, I said to my son, who was always worried, he said, "Dad, you're the oldest dad of all my friends." And yeah, I know.
Oh, wow, really?
I think I was 47 when he was born.
Oh,
So what was my? I said, "Kid, I am staying here, even if I am just barely functioning pile of cells
Mm.
until this fixes. I will not leave this world the way it is now. So I don't know how long I'm going to have to stick around,
Yeah, no,
but
I
I'm
mean,
doing extra push-ups.
yeah, no, I mean, I kind of want to see how it ends as well.
Well, it either ends. This sounds corny, I guess, but Kenny, I'm telling you the honest to God truth. I feel so much responsibility for having brought kids into this world. People, they ask me, why don't I shut up? Why don't I just enjoy my life and go skiing? Because
Mm.
I can't let this happen and die feeling that I didn't do everything I could to make things better for my kids
Well,
and future grandkids.
this is a big difference between people because I know people like the woman. Well, I don't, but I do know people who their outlook is, I don't want to know. I'm oblivious to this. I'm
Yeah. Oh,
oblivious.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And they probably have
They,
lower blood pressure than me.
they do. They're just so, and they're like, you know what? I don't want to know. It doesn't make
Yeah.
me any happier, so I don't care. Anyhow, I
I
was
don't
going
have
to
that
ask you.
option.
So, you know what movie I just watched?
What?
Peaky Blinders movie. Did you ever watch the
Oh,
TV?
no. I watched the highlights of basically the murders on YouTube. I mean, I know the show and I know who's in it,
Oh,
and it
oh,
looks
oh.
great, but I've just
Oh,
watched little
I know the
snippets.
series was one of my favorite. I watched the movie and I was so disappointed. You know what I'm not,
Oh,
you know what I'm not watching? I'm not
no.
watching Heated Rivalry. You know about Heated Rivalry?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about Heated Rivalry? What do you know about Heated Rivalry?
I know that it's a show that's on the air. I can't tell you
No, it's like
much.
a big hit. No, this is
Okay.
like a number one show. Heated Rivalry. You don't know what this is, the subject?
I'm embarrassed when it comes to I watch documentaries and sports.
Okay, so Heated Rivalry is, I'm pretty sure it's Netflix, is a absolutely major blockbuster hit. And the guy who stars in Heated Blockbuster was just on hosted Saturday Night Live 2 weeks ago.
Right. There's
Okay.
always a host that I'm not sure what they're from, but they're very good. They're
Right.
usually
Okay.
British and yeah.
Right. Right. Anyhow, it's about two hockey players who are gay and they find each other on the ice and they become romantically involved. And I'm uncomfortable watching men kiss on TV.
All right,
I can't watch it. I
let's
can't watch
explore
it.
this. Let's
People talk
explore
about
this.
people
Let's
talk about how
explore
this is
this.
you got to watch this show. Even I think the
Were
mayor of
you uncomfortable with Brokeback
Down.
Mountain and all that stuff? I mean,
I
this is a
saw
long
that.
history of your
I don't remember. I think I was probably uncomfortable watching that too. But I
yeah.
mean, I don't remember. Did they do it any much physical in that movie? Was there a lot of physical
It's
stuff?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was
Was
very
okay.
romantic.
You know,
Um,
I probably went to the bathroom or something when
Look,
they did that.
I grew up in the Midwest in a very conservative culture. There, not only there was one guy that was allegedly gay, and there was three people who were busting from Waterloo in my high school who were black. I grew up in a very white conservative culture, so all
Hmm.
of my sensibilities were sort of just narrow Christian, you know, um, Caucasian world. Now, I
Right.
always saw past that. My parents were very progressive, and civil rights was a big deal. I don't want to give anyone the impression I was ever a bigot. But what made me uncomfortable would be seeing two guys kissing. But after 50
After
years
kissing
of
a few guys.
after kissing a few guys and being in the theater and relationships, gay relationships, lesbian relationships, everything under the rainbow are my friends and the people I integrate with. I have no problem with it now, is where I'm going in a
I grew
long-winded
up
way.
very differently, but so here's the thing: it's not that I have a problem with. I mean, I grew up.
No,
My
but it doesn't make me
I knew a
uncomfortable.
lot
I'm
of
not, I
very
actually
feminine.
find it very
I
sweet.
I found I grew up in I with a lot of feminine people who were in the arts. You know, my grandmother's best friend was this guy Raymond, who was this flaming black guy who was, a great singer, but so being exposed to gay people, that was not a. It didn't matter. I knew a lot, and I still have many people who are gay. I mean, it's nothing could I care
No,
less
I know,
about
I understand that. I
making them
understand that.
happy. That's fine. I'm just saying that physically, when I see two guys kissing, I can't watch it. So that's my
I
confession.
under, I recognize that quality in people. I don't have that anymore.
Let me
I
ask
mean,
you
I
something.
can see two men falling in love and kissing and seeing a little bridge of spit between their lips and think, oh, that's sexy.
Do
That's cool.
you think suits with sneakers is going to continue, or is that just a fad?
And pants that are a little too tight and a little too short, that
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
It only looks good on guys with really tremendous bodies.
But that doesn't stop the other guys from
No,
doing.
it doesn't stop those guys. Oh, I think it's got about another 2 or 3 years. I think we'll even go back to pleats and
Do you know what also has
cuffed
happened?
trouser legs,
I don't know if you're seeing,
and we'll
but
call them trousers.
back in the day, the only people that wore socks with sandals were people from Eastern European countries.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not, now it's a lookout here.
It's well, I don't know what all we'd have here are beards and big
Hoodie.
shirts,
Oh, hoodies.
hoodies or yeah. Look at me. Remember, Kenny? I used to do this show in a suit.
Yeah, look what's
I
happened to
now I'm in a hoodie. I'm a Vermonter now.
I have like 20 hoodies.
Hey, I want to bring something up because I know that the Oscars are always. We were trying to get together for the Oscars and it didn't happen.
Mm.
Um, but I had thoughts about them, and I'm always curious what your thoughts are about the winners and
Um, I, okay. By the way, did you notice how long, well, you didn't watch the full live broadcast,
no,
right?
I never
For
do.
anybody who watched the live broadcast, let's say the show was, I'm going to say 3 hours, okay?
Okay.
A half hour of that show was the memorial to all the
Yeah.
people that are dead. It was the longest because we were all
And
gone.
then still people are angry that someone,
Yeah, which
Dane
is
was
weird. I
left
don't know
out.
how.
And
Yeah, exactly. But it was so long, and it was great. I thought it was very touching. I liked it.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, the
I
Billy
just think it's
Crystal
like a
for
different show.
Rob. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Before the Oscars, they should probably go. They should start off. Go, hey, let's show you everybody who died
Yeah.
and celebrate them, which was lovely and the work and that they've done. So that was something. But also, here's the thing: if the Oscars want to celebrate movies and get people interested in going to the movies, we shouldn't be spending so much time giving awards to things that people don't care about and have never seen. Nobody cares about the short foreign documentary animated show. They don't care. Take all that stuff out. Spend the
I'm
time.
agreeing with you, but I'm still playing a little bit of devil's advocate because
Right.
obviously there are people who care. If anybody is watching
That's not
this
what I.
program, they're going to go,
But
Kenny, I don't usually write letters, but in this case, I had no choice. I
but
wait for that part.
this is things. People will make the argument by showing that they will get people will be interested and they'll go out and they'll find that short movie.
Yeah,
I don't know if they do. I doubt it personally. But what I think it needs to do, it needs to make people, especially younger people who are watching it, really interested in the movie business. And oftentimes, when I like on YouTube or whatever, you'll see things where you'll see directors talk about a scene, building a
yeah,
scene. I love those. That's what they
yeah.
should have those in the Oscars. So when they're talking about the best movies, they should be doing a real look inside those movies so people can appreciate those
But
individual movies.
the revamping the Oscars, as long as I can remember watching my first Oscar cast in the mid 60s, it's always been too long. We need to do this. They did cut out some film editing things, special Oscars, da 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 da. But yet,
Casting is
basically, this gigantic monster never really changes.
it doesn't.
They
But
add to it.
you're absolutely right. But I'd be curious. He did announce, and I think it's true that I think in 2029 it's going to Netflix
Okay.
or Amazon Prime or whatever. So it'll be off broadcast TV. Well, broadcast TV is over. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know how those shows pay for themselves. Who's watching? I don't even know what's on broadcast TV. I
yeah.
couldn't tell you for sure a current sitcom.
It's basically it's the demographic is very old, and
Yeah.
we're in that demographic.
I just wanted to mention, I watched the movies and I thought Frankenstein, my only issue with Frankenstein, and I'm sure you saw it, right? Was it only has, there has to be a Frankenstein 2 or the ending just doesn't go anywhere for me. Now, I know that's a stupid, stupid comment, but, looking off into the distance, like, okay, he's forgiven his maker. Um, the what next seems bigger than the movie. Now, I
Well,
know
that
there's
may
not going to be a
no.
Frankenstein 2,
Oh,
but
is that
I'm
right?
just unresolved. I'm unresolved with the end of that.
Oh, okay.
It
So
was a
yeah,
great
well,
big
I didn't.
monster Valentine, and then I didn't
Oh,
understand, okay, why did I watch all this?
okay, it was a definitely different take than the original Frankenstein.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought, as a filmmaker, I loved what's his name, Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that him? Yeah.
Well,
Uh, he's a filmmaker. He's
yeah,
phenomenal. Um,
phenomenal. Always a moving camera though, and I get a little tired of that.
yes, and every angle is a beautiful framing, and it's
Yeah.
beautiful. But I thought two things. First, I had trouble believing that Frankenstein was better looking than me. This was a tall,
Yeah,
six
yeah.
foot
I
four,
would, I
attractive
would,
guy.
I would have taken the scars and the blue patches on the forehead. That guy was good looking.
Exactly. He
That
and
was a
great
fine
shape.
looking, even with a
Great
chunk of
shape.
hair missing, it still fell across his face.
Right.
Yeah, he was sexy.
Yeah. So that kind of it was like I don't
I could
know.
watch a kissing scene with you and that Frankenstein.
Yeah. So that kind of threw me. And the other thing is, the I think the original Frankenstein was really about the kind heart of the beast.
Yeah,
It's don't judge a book by its cover.
yeah,
Here
yeah.
is here is a monster, but he has a monster. There are reasons why he's a
Well, he
monster.
has a big heart.
Right. I didn't feel that that was what this movie was about. I wasn't really sure what this movie was about.
Well, that's my point. I
Yeah.
think that would be resolved in Frankenstein 2. What
Oh,
happens when he leaves the ship? It just and I'm being
what other movies? I'm
facetious.
curious, what other movies did you see?
Well, Hamlet I thought was I knew it wasn't going to win. I'm not surprised by anything that happened,
But
but
that
we
was
knew
your
she was
favorite.
that was my favorite. I was so moved by that film and all the performances, but particularly hers, and she deserved the Oscar. But yeah, Hamlet to me was just perfect.
Oh, I did want to talk about this because you're a big wine guy, right?
Oh yes. I say, oh yes, that's short of alcoholism, but I enjoy my glass of wine in the evening.
So I had read this article about a bottle of 127-year-old wine that had been stored and had never been opened and or drank.
Good.
And so they had a big event in which they opened this 127-year-old wine. And there was a lot of news and people there. It was a big event. And when they poured it for everybody, and the reaction to when they tasted the wine, here's some of the reactions. It had a when they asked one person, it was glowing with a luminous amber hue edged in orange. The wine was warm with evolved notes of dried flowers, tea, and a preserved plum, yet animated by a delicate freshness.
Yes.
And
That's the way. Yeah,
the
okay.
other person
Continue.
said, at 127 years, the primary fruit is gone.
Oh,
What remains is the wine's heady vinacity,
then it's Venocity. Okay, it's
which
Venocity.
was almost spirituous.
Spirituous, a spirituous Venocity.
The purity and elegance are beyond comprehension, added
Uh-huh.
Olivier Piron of Mont Saint Blanc. It is a, it is a miracle.
It is a miracle. Well, let's just say
If I was
wine.
there and I had a sip of that wine, and Mr. Seisler, your thoughts? Listen, it's fine. It's okay, but
Well, now
that,
Kenny, you know that I post wines that I find. Now, I don't.
That's why
I,
I thought of you when I was reading the article.
expensive wines, but I will talk about the notes of plum and cherry, tobacco. Um, you those wine aficionados, those connoisseurs like those people, they fall all over themselves to come up with vinosity and I may say there's a viscosity to it because
Yeah,
it has
I looked,
legs. I
yeah,
understand those things. And I pick up the notes of cherry or
yeah,
apricot
yeah,
and
yeah.
things like that. Most of it, though, when you let it sit under your tongue, is you're kind of making up, yeah, that tastes like chocolate. Oh, notes of chocolate. I'm being sincere, but at the same time, it's just kind of BS for other people who like to think of the complexities of wine.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah,
It's like,
no, I
oh,
understand.
Gary, thank you, thank you. And if I say there's a little bit of tobacco, they'll go, yes, yes. I'm not trying to fool anybody, but at the same
No,
time,
I don't have
it's
a,
this expectation of the experience.
listen, things I've come to learn about myself are A, I don't have a palate. Okay, I don't.
We all have palates. Was
No,
it
I don't. I
burned?
say, whatever. I'm just not good where I taste a wine or whatever. Even beers, I taste a beer. It all tastes the same to me. So,
There is
but
a consistency then with your palate and the rest of Kenny.
but the other thing that I don't have, another one of the things is that which I find a wonderful thing, when me and Deborah were looking for a home, we would go look at, homes and stuff like that. We didn't really fall in love with anything. The home we ultimately bought was a brand new house. It was just built. And they make it up and it's nice and it's like totally new. And so, I say, oh, this is what the house is going to look like because this is what the house is going to look like. Now, my daughter, she has vision.
She has vision.
Yeah, she has vision. She looked at a piece of crap house.
Oh, and she can see where it can go.
She can see where it could go.
Yeah.
Now, or like, people can walk into a room and go, oh, I know just what to do with this. My daughter-in-law, Jackie, she's exactly the same way. She'll walk
Yeah.
into a room and she'll go, I know exactly what I would do. I would do this and this and this. I don't have that at all. Do you have any kind of vision?
Well, I have the ability. I my wife lets me design the furniture and everything in our house, and
Oh,
it's
so you have
basically
vision.
I have vision. What I don't have is ability. So there are people probably like you're talking about who can say, "Hey, if that wall came down and we routed the plumbing from there to there, I could do this and this." I don't
Hmm.
have that ability because when I look at something like an old toilet, I'm thinking, well, I have to live with that old toilet because if I take it out, then I'm going to have an even bigger mess
Oh, I
that
don't
is
look at
either
it.
going to cost me a fortune and getting a
I just say
contractor
I
in
need a new
here.
toilet. Let's get somebody to put in a new toilet.
Yeah, and everything to me, my vision is very expensive, and I shy away from knocking down walls or even pulling up carpet.
But
I
it's not
learn to
that.
live with whatever I get and make the best of it. That's my
But
vision.
it's more, yes, I understand that. That's kind of a different perspective. My thing is being able to like, you see something not as it is, but as you think it could be. I think Kennedy
Aren't you quoting
said
George
that.
Bernard Shaw there?
No, I think that was
Robert Kennedy used that quote.
it was similar to that.
I see furniture as it should be,
Right.
as
No,
and ask why not.
things more need more venocity. That's what I think, Gary. We need more venocity. If only there was venocity.
I'm going to look up and a little sidebar to the Venosity is I was given as a gift a bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, which is there are bottles of that wine that go for $15,000. I mean, it's
Somebody
the
gave that to you?
well, they didn't give me a 15,000, but it was probably several $100s. Let's say $700, $800 bottle of wine, and
Mhm.
they were gifted it and kept it for 40 years and then gifted it to me. So this wine
Wow.
was probably 80 years old or something.
Okay.
And so as soon as I got it, I store it correctly and in the basement and I rotate it. And then my wife and I had our decide, let's celebrate our anniversary and we uncorked it. The cork was a little spongy and this wine had turned to vinegar.
See,
That's
that's what happened.
that's what and my note would have been notes of vinegar
Yeah.
and urine.
Yeah. Well, that's what I had heard also
And
that
not the viscosity, the
the
venosity,
tenacity is what they
the
called it.
venosity of urine.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I had always heard, but
The
this is
sinosity.
yeah. I don't know. That's what I had heard.
All
Anyhow,
right.
if is around next week, we should do another show.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm hey, I'm gone a lot in April because I'm going back to the Midwest to do a show for the symphony orchestra. Now we're doing
Wow,
PDQ Bach, and I'm PDQ Bach.
wow.
Yeah, they're flying me in for that. Yeah,
That is really good.
my career still runs on fumes. Nobody pays me anything,
Mm.
but people still want me around.
I think that that's not the way. You're on a show now where people can watch, Gary. You need to talk about the exciting things you
Oh,
do.
yes, I will be playing Peter Schickel in PDQ Bach
Right.
at
And
the
the amount of,
Waterloo
you don't
Cedar
even want
Falls
to
Symphony.
tell people how much they're paying you. That's the way
Right, right.
you don't come
Yes,
out and just go, I'm just not worth
absolutely. Yes. Okay.
it.
I'm trying. I'm learning. A carryover from my youth
Okay.
is this ridiculous humility that is like anybody that brags in the Midwest is full of themselves. And
Hmm.
so I've gotten over most of that, but I still carry a little bit of that baggage. All
Okay.
right, Kenny.
Great
Let's
time.
save this gold for our next show.
Okay. All right.
What do you think? So,
Nice.
thank you for being you.
Eloquent.
Thank you for your haircut. And thank you for watching and or listening. We're on all the popular podcast platforms. We're on YouTube. Are we still on DBTV?
We don't know if yes, I will have to talk about that.
All right. Okay. We think
That's
we're
all.
on
But
DBTV.
yeah,
And
we
we'll dig
might.
into that.
The thing is, and please, people,
Please, people in the singular. Please, person.
yes, we would like it. Find it in your hearts.
If you could find
Just
the
click.
velocity.
It's just one click.
Yeah, one
Give us a click, maybe a comment, maybe a subscribe. It would mean, and it's not
So
about
much.
the money, Gary.
So
It
much
is
to
about
you
the
guys.
It's about.
We're worried about the fate of the world.
It's just about being, connected.
A community.
Community. Part of it. We'll build a community. We need a community.
We need a community. We'll let
All right,
that
ladies
sit
and
right
gentlemen.
there.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
So long, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.